Oh, you guys thought we were done with the movie universe? No. Hey, what's up everyone, it's me, SpeedSuperSonic, for guys another video. In this video today, we have an exciting week ahead of us. Not only am I sure we're going to get more news coming out of the franchise and whatever different piece of media it's going to be, but also in terms of just speculation and looking forward to something very specific happening later this weekend. Because if you guys don't know what is coming up on Sunday is none other than Super Bowl 58. Now I know a lot of Sonic fans don't really care about the Super Bowl or football that much, but me personally, big football guy. I'm personally a big Patriots fan myself. I know you guys don't really care. We're not really good right now, but that's besides the point. You might be wondering, well, Ricardo, what do I have to look forward to when it comes to the Super Bowl if you don't really care about football or sports all that much? Well, it's because the Super Bowl is one of the biggest days for just marketing and consumerism. So many companies, and specifically movie studios, are going to be putting out their trailers, their commercials for a bunch of different products coming out, including the movies that are coming out this year in particular, and TV shows and stuff like that. And of course, Sonic has a large presence in the film and TV department this year. And the question is, are we going to see something in regards to Sonic Movie 3 and or the Knuckles TV series at the Super Bowl this year? We don't have trailers for either of these yet. We don't really have like real looks at them other than, ironically, the Sonic Movie 3 title treatment reveal, which by the way, it's so funny we got that before anything for Knuckles, which is just hilarious. But yeah, what are the chances? What could we get? Well, we're gonna dive into that right away. First of all, we're gonna talk about Knuckles first, because I think that is the most likely option, and technically has already kinda happened. If you guys aren't aware, I've mentioned it briefly in a few videos recently, but Knuckles actually has popped up in a recent Paramount Plus commercial, because if you guys don't know, the Super Bowl will be airing on CBS/Nickelodeon/Paramount Plus this year, because Paramount Plus has live TV, so they're gonna have a large presence, obviously. So they're gonna tease a lot of their own stuff, and with Sonic being owned, or at least, you know, the movie rights in this part of the franchise by Paramount, they're gonna want to, you know, get some of that out there. And with Knuckles already popping up, specifically Knuckles, in that Paramount Plus commercial for the Super Bowl, there's been a lot of questions, a lot of people wondering, are we going to get something definitively about Knuckles there? And I think there's a good chance. I don't think this is the only thing they're going to do for Paramount Plus or Paramount as a whole. I'd expect this thing very, very soon, honestly, either this month or next month. Well, it might not be anything huge. We do have a few options here. The first one we're going to go over is probably the least exciting, and that is just Knuckles being included in an overall coming soon to Paramount Plus thing. Because we know that they have the Halo show, which is getting a new season, and a bunch of other stuff that they have in the works there as well. So they might do a sizzle reel with a bunch of their different series, and Knuckles might have some new footage in there. It might only be a few seconds long, but that might be a method of showing off Knuckles for the first time, kind of. But let's say that Paramount wants to have Knuckles have a much more big presence there. They want to push that show in particular. I think there's a chance that we could get a mini little spot, but they do this thing where they're like, full trailer online now. I think that'd be great. So many studios do that, where they have their little teaser and then they have the full trailer online after. That could be an approach they take. I really hope that's the approach, but if I had to go with the most likely option, I think the sizzle reel is going to be the most likely. They might show 1 or 2 clips from the Knuckles show of him doing something, but in terms of a full-on Knuckles trailer, not entirely sure. We haven't really had any hype this week, and I know the day I'm dropping this, it is Monday, so we still have a full week basically to go until the Super Bowl, so you never know, maybe at some point this week they could start teasing it, like, stay tuned for the Super Bowl on Sunday. But as of now, nothing too definitive just yet outside of that overall Paramount commercial, which is really what that is. It's a commercial. It's not really, you know, a trailer or anything. But definitely keep your eyes peeled, because I think that is a very likely option. I do think we will see something new about Knuckles there. On what scale, how large it will be, still undecided. I'm not able to really speak with authority on that since we are just speculating. But if I had to guess, I would honestly go with 70% probability that we will get some new stuff in relation to Knuckles during the Super Bowl this Sunday. Now here's the other one. The other one that honestly at one point I probably would have even talked about or speculated about or even made this video, but we just started our marketing rollout for movie 3 out of nowhere. I thought it was going to be a while until Paramount gave us like a first look, at least news in relation to movie 3, because the year just started. I think all of that dropped on like what, February 1st or February 2nd. They decided to, hey, you know, let's just get this train rolling, and now that I'm thinking about it, there is a chance. Now, I wouldn't expect a full trailer. I think because we still have to take the Knuckles show into account, they're gonna have that not only released, but they have to have, you know, like at least a trailer out. Because despite Knuckles, like, coming out before movie 3, we've got more on Sonic movie 3 than we've ever got on Knuckles, really. So it's not out of the realm of possibility. We'll see something in relation to the movie. The ways that we could hear about Sonic movie 3 also, I think, have two options. The first option is this one. Now, this one is a far reach. This one, I think, would be a perfect, beautiful, amazing, internet-breaking just way of going about this thing. I think this would be marketing genius, and I think Paramount should hire me, and I think that the Super Bowl would be the perfect place to drop the announcement for Shadow's actor. I think this would be an amazing move. You don't have to show that much. You don't have to do that much. You're just like, coming December 20th of this year. He's coming. He's on his way. And then they have like a little voice clip of Shadow saying just one line, and it's blank is Shadow the Hedgehog. Sonic movie 3 coming, blah, blah, blah. That would destroy the internet. I think that would be a great move. It doesn't have to be long. It doesn't have to be extensive. But dropping the Shadow actor, breaking that news there would be insane. Especially if it's an actor that is as recognizable as we are predicting he's going to be. Because we discussed in our last video about all of the new Sonic movie 3 actors who were just announced for the movie. They got like 6 new names in there, but none of them are Shadow. They're still holding on to that. Hey, unless they're giving Shadow a Hispanic accent, unless they're making Shadow a gender swap and turning him into a girl, none of those actors are going to be Shadow. That is a valuable name that I think they've already casted, but they're holding on to make a big drop. Like, this is who's going to be Shadow. And I don't think there's any bigger place to do it than the Super Bowl. So many eyes are going to be on the Super Bowl this year. America, that's one of our biggest nights of the year. Everybody's watching that. Everybody has their eyes on it. I remember when I was like a little kid and I didn't even care about football that much, I always wanted to watch the Super Bowl halftime show because I wanted to see the live performances and I wanted to see all the cool commercials during the breaks. And I think that would be an amazing move. But I think the next way we're going to be seeing Sonic movie 3 would also kind of be a dedicated Sonic movie universe spot, teasing that 2 Sonic movie universe projects are coming this year in 2024. Just a little 30 seconds to a minute long, a coming this year type deal showing a little bit of footage from Knuckles and the fact that that's dropping on Paramount Plus exclusively and dropping the release date, some stuff like that, and maybe saying that a full trailer is live at the end of the spot, but also saying that Sonic movie 3 is on the way as well, and maybe dropping just a little bit of footage in there if they have anything prepared. Once again, I think it's kind of hard to show footage for Sonic movie 3 right now, and that might be a little early, but I think that's probably the best way we could get something outside of that brilliant idea of dropping Shadow's actor at the Super Bowl. Teasing both projects, just knocking them out, both of them in one spot, would be super sick. But you never know, I could also be completely wrong, but I think all of these methods would be great ways of doing it. It should be noted that yes, while this is on CBS and it's on a Paramount-owned network, Paramount still has to pay for these slots, and we all know that Super Bowl commercial slots are incredibly expensive, millions of dollars. It's like a lot of money to get your, you know, company or your trailer or your commercial, you know, on the Super Bowl. So Paramount would be forking over a lot of money for this advertising for Sonic movie 3, the Knuckles TV show. And would they find that worth it? I think they would find it more worth it if they weren't to include it in a package with a bunch of stuff. They would definitely be dropping at least $1 million, if not more, on a commercial slot, and that would be going towards the money they have to make back from the Knuckles show. And would they think that they would be able to make it back from that commercial slot? I'm not entirely sure about that, because it's Paramount Plus. It's not the biggest service in the world. There's just so many ways that they could go about it. So I think that combining these things and mashing them up into like one commercial would be the way to go, and I also think it's the way they're going to go about it. There's so much to speculate, there's so much to go over, but if I had to make one definitive prediction, I'm going to go with the fact that we'll most likely just see Knuckles at the Super Bowl. I think we'll see Knuckles included in a sizzle reel with a little bit of footage in there, and maybe giving us a release date for it, but probably not. This should help kickstart the marketing rollout for Knuckles, which should be starting at any moment now, because it has to drop within like the next few months. But regardless, we will be seeing something Sonic movie universe related at the Super Bowl this Sunday, so stay tuned because it's going to be an exciting week and you're going to want to keep your eyes peeled for what we're about to see at the Super Bowl. Even if you don't care about the Super Bowl, even if you don't like football, stay tuned to it, enjoy it, spend time with your family, enjoy some good food, because at any moment you could see something Sonic related. Both Sonic movies have had presences at Super Bowls before. Now, to be fair, both of those movies, one of them was coming out like a week the Super Bowl, and then the other one was coming out like 2 months. So those made sense to drop at the Super Bowl. But this is in December, so it's a little harder for Sonic Movie 3, but thankfully they have Knuckles right around the corner, so there are no excuses. This is where I pass it off to you guys and ask what you think. What do you think about the possibility of Knuckles and or Sonic Movie 3 being at the Super Bowl this year in some kind of commercial slot? What do you think we'll see? Let me know in the comment section down below. I'd love to know what you guys have to say. Feel free to follow my social media links to my Twitter and Instagram in the description below. You can follow those by seeing my life, which tries to end all things Sonic the Hedgehog, but most importantly, if you're not subscribed, make sure you're subscribed. This is the #1 decision on YouTube for all things Sonic. Whether it's video games, TV shows, movies, comics, merchandise, and more, we talk about it all. Like I said, we're going to be keeping close coverage on this during the entire week leading up to the Super Bowl, and when we get something at the Super Bowl, which I'm pretty positive we're going to get something, I'll of course be here to cover it, along with all the other amazing Sonic projects this year. I love you guys so much. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out. Wonder what you want right now, wonder what you want right now. Used to be body by, used to be body by it. Counting all my blessings and count my dollars.